Are you in your 50s putting in the effort in the gym but not seeing the results? Maybe after your workouts you're feeling sore and it's making you feel really tired and you don't have the energy to work out. If this is you, I'm going to give you the 6 essential exercises that you need to supercharge your workouts and start building muscle fast. I'm Tommy, this is Six Pack 50. Let's get into this. When you're in your 50s, you can't just pound out the sets and reps like you used to when you were in your 20s. Your workouts need to be shorter and more focused using compound movements, and you need more time to recover. Compound movements give you the most bang for your buck because you're exercising multiple muscle groups all at once. And the advantage of that is that because you're using multiple muscle groups, you're much more stable as you're working out and you're less likely to get an injury. And on top of that, because you're exercising multiple muscle groups at the same time, you are less likely to get an overdevelopment in one area because all areas have to develop together. The 6 exercises that I'm going to give you are proven to help men over 50 build muscle. Now, before I get onto the exercises, there's a couple of points I just need to go through with you. So, when you're performing the exercises, you need to perform them slowly and controlled. And the aim is not to put as much weight on as possible. In fact, if you're going for slightly lighter weights and then performing your reps nice and slowly, nice and steady with really good form, and don't increase the weight until you've done the full amount of reps that you want to do, and you've also added in either some pauses or you've done some super slow reps to really increase the intensity. Once you can do that, that's when it's safe to increase the weight. If you start focusing on increasing the weight too soon, what's going to happen is you're going to put massive strain on your joints. And for men in their 50s, that strain on the joints is just going to wreck your joints, and you're not going to be able to do what you're wanting to do, which is to build the muscle. Okay, so you need to focus on those really controlled reps. And I know I'm kind of making a big deal about this thing about controlled reps, but the problem is a lot of men in their 50s, they've got this idea that we're still like we're in our 20s and we're going to go at it and we're just going to get heavier and heavier weights. And all that happens is you get joint injuries and then you can't carry on with your workouts. So please, please, please make sure you keep those weights lightish, certainly to start, and only increase very, very gradually. Now, in terms of the reps, you want to be doing 8 to 12 reps for 3 sets on each exercise. And it's as simple as that. You can start out at 8 reps, and if that feels okay, move up to 9 and 10. And once you get up to 12 and you've got some pauses in there or some super slow, you can go back down to 8, but then take the weight up just a little bit. So you're just gradually increasing the intensity, but not too fast. You've got to really look after those joints. Okay, so let's get on to the exercises then. So exercise number 1 is going to be a dumbbell incline bench press. Now, a lot of you might be saying, well, why haven't we gone for a flat bench press? The reason for it is that when you're in the incline position, okay, what happens is you've got a much greater range of movement. And on top of that, you're activating the upper chest muscles. And if you're wanting to look good in a t-shirt, that's the one you want to target. You're still going to get the activation of the lower chest muscles just the same as if you did a flat bench press, but by doing the incline one, It's a greater range of motion, you're activating that upper chest, and added into that, it's bringing in that front deltoid as well. And that, in your t-shirt, that's what gives you that kind of, that line down there with your bulge here and your bulge for your chest, which is what we're often looking for. And as well, you can use a slightly lighter weight, and as well, you can take the movement more slowly. It's just more powerful overall than the flat bench press. Exercise number 2 is going to be the dumbbell shoulder press, and the reason for that one is, again, we're hitting very slightly the upper chest, but we're starting to pack on the side and the rear of the deltoid, and they're the muscles that give you that sort of size. So as you're looking square on at somebody, you can really see if they've been working those deltoid muscles at the side there. That's where you see that real width come in. So that's a really powerful one for that, but also it's another compound movement, so it's exercising the entire shoulder instead of doing some of these more targeted ones where we're not getting quite as much bang for our buck, which is something that we've really got to focus on. As soon as we get to our 50s, we've got to make sure that every exercise we're getting as much out of it as possible. So that shoulder press is the one that really exercises the most. Exercise number 3. So now we're moving down to our legs, and for this third exercise, we're going to be looking at squats. Squats are just probably the best all-round exercise that there is. They're going to exercise your glutes, your quads, your thighs, marginally your calf muscles, lower back. Just a fantastic whole leg exercise. Now, again, with these squats, you need to make sure that you're starting off with a nice light weight, and on top of that, going for slow, controlled movements. This is not one of those exercises where you're going for the maximum weight, and you are going to see guys in the gym, you're going to see videos where you're seeing people who are lifting huge amounts of weights. That's not what we're trying to do, okay? It's got to be lightish weights, and it's got to be slow and controlled so that you're really getting that burn in your thighs and your glutes, not this idea of just trying to get 1 or 2 reps out with a massive weight. Nice and slow, nice and controlled, and that is going to really supercharge your muscle growth in your legs. Okay, exercise number 4, and this is again for our legs, and for this one I've gone for reverse lunges. Now, a lot of people might say, well, why didn't you go for the regular lunge? The problem with a regular lunge where you're lunging forwards is that as your foot hits the ground, okay, you are sending a massive shock up through your leg and up through your knee, and the knee takes a real beating when you're doing those forwards lunges. When you do a reverse lunge, that doesn't happen. It's like almost a completely different exercise, and what it will do is it will work both legs at the same time, but you will really feel it working your quads, your thighs. So it's a really fantastic movement for shaping those, but it's also working your hamstrings as well, and your glutes, and your lower back again. So we get in, again, virtually our entire legs covered in that one move. For exercise number 5, we're moving to our pull muscles. And for this one, I've chosen just regular pull-ups. And there's just no exercise that improves our pull muscles and our lats, the thing that gives us that V shape on our back. No exercise works better than doing pull-ups. Now, a lot of people will say to me, well, I can't do a regular pull-up. Now, the thing with that is you've got a few options to get around it. The first option is you can use one of the lat pull-down machines. and then you can control the weight in that way. Alternatively, you can use a band that you just put around your foot to do an assisted pull-up. Or the third way, and probably the simplest, and the one that I'd recommend in fact, is just get a chair or one of those little step ladders and then stand on that, and then you just squat down as you're pulling up. And that is the easiest way, and you're still getting the same movement, targeting all the same muscles, but you've not got the same level of effort that you're putting in. So you can make it a much lighter weight. And I would say doing the assisted pull-up using the chair or the little step ladder is better than using the lat pull-down machine. But again, whichever one sort of suits you best. But that lat pull-down, or the pull-up, sorry, is my number one exercise for our pull. And I think that one, it just gives the absolute most for those pull muscles. Exercise number 6, our final exercise, I've gone for a supported dumbbell row. Now, the reason why I've gone for the supported one as opposed to just a bent over row is because when you're in that bent over position doing the rowing, the row movement, it puts quite a lot of strain on your lower back. Now, if you're new to working out, or if you're just coming back to it from a long period off, your lower back may not be strong enough to support that exercise. And the last thing that you want, particularly if you're in your 50s, is to get a lower back injury, because that can be something that puts you out for weeks and weeks and weeks. If you go for the supported row, then by doing that, you're removing that chance of injury, but you're getting all the benefits of that exercise. So that's it. They're my 6 exercises to supercharge your workouts and get you packing on muscle fast. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if so, don't forget, like and subscribe, and of course, leave me a comment and let me know if you've either tried the exercises or if there are some other exercises that you think should have been included in the list of 6 to help you pack on muscle. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm Tommy, this is Six Pack 50, and of course, I'll see you in the next one.